Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Morning Musings. Very special Saturday edition here. Won't be very long. I want to introduce a brand new book by Dan Dery out of Canada. The book is The Meaning Behind the Manner, a Covenant Understanding of the Ascension of Christ. Now, look, I don't have to tell anyone that is involved in the discussion of eschatology, and especially those who might support a preterist view of Bible prophecy, which is the fulfilled view. Pardon me, Acts 1 9 to 11 is without a doubt considered to be, by futurists, an almost insurmountable argument against the full preterist view. Here is Jesus ascending to the heavens. His apostles are looking up as he ascends. And an angel appears to them and says, "You men of Galilee, why do you gaze into the heavens? This same Jesus who is taken up from you shall come in like manner as you see him go." Well, hey, Jesus ascended in a physical body. He's got to come back in a physical body because, after all, everybody knows what in like manner means. And so the opponents of covenant eschatology appeal to Acts 1 9 to 11 as the definitive refutation. Now, the trouble of it is, there is so much going on in Acts chapter 1. There is so much imagery. There are so many motifs. There is so much information that is there that about 98% of commentators just either gloss right over it and ignore it, or they're not aware of it. Dan Dery has set out, and it's a small book, okay? But in this small but power-packed book, Dan Dery examines the covenantal context of Acts chapter 1. He looks at the language of Christ blessing the apostles. He looks at the priestly, cultic context of the ascension of Christ. He examines the Greek language. What does "in like manner" mean? How is that term used throughout the New Testament? Or guess what? It's not used in the way that most everybody wants to use it in Acts chapter 1. If you want a concise, really powerful, extremely well documented study of Acts chapter 1, 9 to 11, you need to get a copy of this book. Now, I'm pleased to say that I even contributed a chapter in this book based upon Luke chapter 19, 11 and following, of the nobleman who went into a far country there to receive a kingdom and to return. Well, guess what? Acts chapter 1 is depicting the departure of the nobleman to go into the far country to receive the kingdom and to do what? To return and to judge and destroy the rebellious citizens who said, "We will not have this man rule over us." Well, ask yourself the question, who were those citizens who said, "We will not have this man, Jesus, rule over us"? Well, all you got to do is look in the Gospels, and where Jesus was on trial, and Pilate was pointing to Jesus as their king, and they said, "We have no king but Caesar." Who was it that rejected the rule of Christ? It was the Jews. So anyway, in this short, easy to read, look folks, this is easy to grasp, easy to understand, and easy to share. Again, the book is The Meaning Behind the Manner, a Covenant Understanding of the Ascension of Christ by Dan Dery. There is a banner on my website. Very special introductory price. You know, it's a cheap book to start with, okay? But I'm making a very special introductory offer on this book. Just go to my website. There'll be a banner right up at the very top for you to order and save some money. The introductory offer is not going to last all that long. I can assure you, because I've cut the price way down there, especially considering that the book is inexpensive right out of the first rattle out of the box. Okay? So again, the book is The Meaning Behind the Manner, a Covenant Understanding of the Ascension of Christ by Dan Dery. You need to get yourself a copy of this. You need to get yourself 8 or 10 copies of this and distribute to your friends who are struggling with Acts chapter 1. Look, this is a great resource. Get yourself a copy. You'll be glad you did. Thanks for joining me.